Finally off of work, picked up Persona and Kingdom Hearts. Finally on my way home. Just gonna go home, sit down, and play. I've been waiting for this game for a while.
Or I could actually go home and practice Marvel. That's something definitely that I have been slacking on within the last week or so. I need to make sure that all my mix-ups are deadly. I need to make sure my skills are on point with my execution. That's right, I need to just go home, practice Marvel, practice my Mag doing Virgil, practice my Wesker, sit down, make sure that everything is on point. I need to make sure, don't miss a plank, nothing. Sit down, practice, let's get it.
2 hours later.
What do you guys expect? It is Kingdom Hearts. I have waited and waited and waited to play these Japanese only final mix versions. But before I get into Kingdom Hearts, let's go ahead and get into today's discussion video. What is up, guys? Wenster live with another video for today. Today's discussion video is something that I have been wanting to talk about for a while now, and it is the want or keeping the fire alive to keep practicing a fighting game. Now, this is something that every fighting game player deals with early on or in their career, really, whether it be mid, early, or towards the end of the game. I personally dealt with this towards the beginning and more so maybe more likely leaning towards the end. Early on, luckily for me, I didn't go 0-2 in every single tournament. I actually did win a couple rounds early on in my career, believe it or not. I would actually go 1-2. That one match really kept my hunger alive, really made me to keep going. And that's how I actually learned how to play a game. I know a lot of people are like, hey, Wenster, I suck at this game, how do I win? It's not about how do you win, it's about how hungry you are, how much you really want to push yourself. Lucky for me, I had great players around me at the time. Great players were practicing daily. Luckily, I was blessed enough to be around them and actually to pick up where they could guide me in the right direction. Not more so, do this, you're a great player. It's more so, hey, this is how you get to that status, to that level that you want to be. We had Physicups, Angelic, Ninja Nam, Forward. I know I'm hurting someone's feelings out there, but you know who you are. Those players really pushed me forward to keep wanting to practice, made me want to keep getting better, and I actually did. And that was just only the beginning. These dogs need to get out of here. They're ruining the whole vibe, man. The mid of my career, I think that's when I hit the peak that I personally believe that I could actually reach, considering my situation. I really started, I think it was 2 Rambats ago, 2 seasons ago. I was getting second, third every single tournament. And that actually made me feel good about myself. I mean, it would make a lot of people feel good about themselves, but I really was happy with my results, considering I wasn't in the best place financially. I just couldn't afford to go to tournaments like other players would. And honestly, I really feel that that really set me back. I feel like that didn't help me whatsoever because I couldn't afford it at the time. Luckily, I am blessed and I'm actually able to afford to go to tournaments. Now, do I? No, because I'm lazy as fuck. Because lemons make lemonade, and I did. And I went to every single local tournament I could, and I actually did fairly well. After that specific season, I think that's when I got hit with the itis. I didn't want to practice anymore. I didn't want to keep playing. I'm like, what's the point? luckily I got a new job, and that only made it worse, honestly. I didn't go to locals only because I worked on Sundays. The tournament was on Sundays. But this is where I actually got my fire back. 2 undefeateds ago, there was a team tournament, as every undefeated. Shout out to Angelic if you're watching this. There was a team tournament, and it was me, Tapazzo, Skills of Kills. We played against a team. I forgot what team it was, but we played against a team. We were down to me. I was the anchor, and I reversed OCV'd a team. Now, for those who don't know, OCV is a 1-character victory. They were going to OCV us, but I reversed OCV'd, and that feeling alone was probably the best feeling in that. Like that, my spark was ignited. I was ready to go to Evo. I was ready to go to every single local. Unfortunately, life hit me, and in a good way. I got blessed with the new job. I didn't want to ask for the days off because I felt like I didn't want to, put my new job at risk. So unfortunately, I wasn't able to go to last year's Evo, and that's the reason behind that. And that's why I wasn't able to go to locals, because if I did, it would have been a completely different thing at the locals. But that's a different story for another time. And that's what brings us to the point. How did you gain your fire? How did you lose it if you did? Where are you at in your fighting game career? Do you feel like you're about to lose your fire? Do you feel like it's going to be reignited? Personally, my flame is probably lit the highest it's ever been. But I want to know about you. How did you deal with it? Make sure to leave your comments and discussions in the bottom below. Definitely going to be checking those out. Now, with that being said, my name is Wenster. This is The Average Fighter, and this is the Road to Evo. Thank you for tuning in, and I'll check you guys out later.